This is Eagle Owl, and today look like I'll just be talking about AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. But at some point, we got to talk about Pittsburgh. But we got to talk about the big news. AJ Brown cleared the air. Jalen Hurts states his piece, and it looked like both guys are good. And there was a lot of misunderstanding. But let's get straight into it.
And it's all about the team at the end of the day. But you see different areas, shining in different years. And so it's about the team. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care how it looks. It's kind of my game, and I think that's something that people have to accept. That it's going to look how Jalen Hurts wants it to look. But he's going to win.
All right, man, before we hop straight into it, and I actually might put this in the title. Hell, I might even put it in the thumbnail. But look who's in our business. You guessed it, Micah Parsons. But let me play this clip.
Offense wasn't good enough. What are some things you think that the offense needs to improve on? Passing.
How hard is it as a receiver to get into a rhythm when you guys are only throwing the ball like 20 times?
Incredibly tough. He's only had one game of double-digit targets since week 1. Are we serious? He needs more. You got to find the ways to get your number one guy involved. Or what was the point of paying him? I do not blame his frustrations. A.J. Brown over the last 2 years has been one of the most dominating wide receivers in the NFL. You can say it's the Saquon Barkley factor, but I don't think it is. Saquon's obviously doing his big one, and they want to keep feeding him. You just gave A.J. Brown a, $33 million a year extension. It's hard to fathom how he's only getting 4 targets in a game.
Micah, why? Why? While you do have a point, yes, AJ Brown should be getting more targets. But where about what's going on in Dallas, man? Your man's Dak Prescott, why is he being paid? What, after 10 or 11 years, he haven't seen the NFC Championship game. I'm not even talking about the Super Bowl. I'm talking about an NFC Championship game. So why you questioning why AJ Brown, why we pay him? Why did y'all pay Dak Prescott? Stop worrying about Eagles business, man. This is Eagles business, and I believe Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown handled this well. If this was Cowboys, on the other hand, remember you had a beef with one of your guys. Y'all was cursing each other out on social media. We don't do that type of stuff. We don't. But before I get into the AJ Brown and the Jalen Hurts saga, we got to talk about the injury report. Yes, there was an injury report. They practiced, but I knew the big news was about Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. You won't believe it was a practice or anything. You'll just think it was just interviews, but let's go over the injury report. So a lot of rest, as you see. Mekhi Becton, AJ Brown, rest. Sidney Brown, knee. Did not participate, but I'm hearing that he's good. But he didn't participate. Landon Dickerson rest, C.J. Gardner-Johnson rest, Lane Johnson personal, Slay rest, Josh Sweat rest. Then you have Reed Blankenship limited, Jalen Carter limited, Brenton Covey neck limited, and Cooper DeJean rest limited. Then the Kobe Dean dealing with an elbow injury, which I had a feeling because he been wearing his sleeve. But it seemed like he been fine, full participant. And Jalen Hurts, finger on his left hand. That's not his throwing hand. And he should be fine, ready to go. And he's full participant as well. Well, that was your injury report. But I guess let's get into those meat and potatoes, okay? So A.J. Brown, he was the big story. There's this picture of like just the media surrounding him. Hell, I heard that when he walked to his locker, you're like, big day, huh? Everybody was at his locker to see what he had to say. It's a picture of like Johnny Wilson that's going crazy on Twitter, like looking like Jesus, a lot of people, because I'm assuming they right next to each other. Johnny Wilson and AJ Brown lockers, and Johnny was like, wow, oh, wow. But he was asked the obvious question, like, what's going on? Like, he was asked about passing. Everybody say he's throwing Jalen under the bus or whatever, or he's not feeling Saquon's success. And I think he has some really good answers. And let me play 2 clips for you guys.
AJ, Obviously, there's been a lot of talk, especially from Brandon Graham, about your relationship with Jalen. Do you just want to offer any clarity on what's going on there?
Yeah, BG is just being BG. He's emotional. In that case, he just misspoke. Me and Jalen are good. So it's BG. Everybody loves BG. He's speaking from the heart. He's just giving his perception on something from the outside. So.
But he's around you guys, all the time, though. Could you see where there might be a misperception based off of what
I think that's what everybody. I think that's what the world did. They perceived what I said about passing and felt like it was an attack on Jalen, and I think that's what he did. Me and Jalen relationship is personal. So
a lot of people obviously took that as a criticism on Jalen. What did you mean by passing?
When he asked the question what the offense can do better, obviously it's not running the ball. He's about to win MVP, like literally. So what other thing we do on offense? We have to pass the ball, and that can go into protection. That go picking up a block. That go to us getting open quicker, being on the same page. Jalen reads or whatever the case may be. It's a collect group of things, and I think they just kind of just spend it that way. And I said that for a reason. Honestly, because we went to the Super Bowl and lost. We tried again next year. It was 10 and whatever our record is, and it was a landslide. And here we go again. And it's something that we can correct right now while we have the opportunity. And that's why I was bringing the awareness or bringing it to everybody's attention. It's something we can focus on. We know we can run the ball. Saquon is doing a great job. We're not against running the ball. We love Saquon. Ask him what I tell him at the end of the game. In the game. Do your job. In the game. So this is fine. I'm okay with being whatever bad guy I have to be for the city, the town, whatever the case may be, for my team to holding everybody accountable, be accountable, and to get better. So if I'm that guy, I will be that guy gladly. So
I think the answers were perfect. One, he mentioned Saquon, Saquon is having an MVP year. Of course we're going to run the ball. That's what's working. Running the ball is working. Why would I want to change that? Two, he was asked about, and he gave his honest opinion. Even if you guys look at it, if anything could really improve, it could be the passing attack. The blocking is great. Jalen Hurts is great. The receivers are great in general. Saquon is MVP. But if you had to look at the offense, you got to be honest. The passing attack do need a little work. And it's not like I'm mad at, or me personally, the 25 attempts, or him not throwing the ball 30, 40 times. I'm not mad at that. More like the efficiency, especially the Panthers game. It was off. And it seemed like it was a trend going on, because you got to think, the Ravens game, the passing attack wasn't that great. We was happy we won because that was a big game. But when you look at the Panthers game, it's like, nah, something not right with this passing attack. It's not. And I know you guys gonna be like, oh my God, how can you say that? Look at the numbers, this and that. Go back, get on NFL.com, whatever you do, go back and just watch the game. There were guys running open. I'm not sure what Jalen was doing. And there were some schemes that were being planned, especially in the first quarter. I don't know what Kellen Moore was doing. Yes, the passing attack can be a lot better. And A.J. Brown even mentioned it I put this out on Front Street for a reason, but people took it the wrong way. And he said he's cool with that. He don't mind being the joker, the bad guy. It's just one of those things that people took the wrong way, which I had a feeling about. Because remember, I was standing on this hill alone. I'm getting murdered in the comments. You some A.J. Brown stand this and that. And I'm getting murdered. But I'm in my head, I'm thinking, I think he did this on purpose. He ain't have to say anything. But you know what that did? That forced everybody to talk. Even John Clark putting it out there this actually might made the team closer. So I think that's the truth. A lot of people I know, you try to make your logic by revisiting history, and by doing that, you're revisiting 2023. Because some similar A.J. Brown did with the media in 2023, and it was actually a downhill. But we got to look at this like this is a fresh year, and this is a new year, and the team is focused. The team is very focused. So don't try to look at that year. I think that year is in the past, and we're going to keep it there in the past. But Jalen Hurts said his piece too, and he said a lot. I like what Jalen Hurts said, and he said him and AJ is good. BG, he spoke out of line. He was out of line, and I'm gonna play that clip for y'all as well.
We're good. We're good.
Did you two talk after Brandon's comments?
We've spoken. I think in the end, Brandon, BG, we calling him Brandon. BG knows he spoke out of place, and he knows that. So.
What was your reaction when I'm sure your phone started blowing up and that was going around? What was your reaction to it?
It's just about the team in the end. I think overall, that's where my focus is. I think that's where everyone's focus is at heart, and trying to do what's best for the team. And ultimately, everyone cares about the team's success. And so, whenever something happens, whatever it is, I look at myself first, because everything starts and ends with me. And I take great pride in what I do. I take great pride in the responsibilities that I have when I am to the city and to this team. And I challenge myself on that. I'm my best when I'm my biggest critic, and I have to continue to challenge myself on being critical on some things so I can be better. And in the end, everyone expresses themselves differently, and I respect that, and I accept how anyone shows up. But ultimately, I look at myself first, and I say, how can I be better? What do I need to do to be better, and ultimately play at the highest level I can play? And that's what it takes to play complimentary football at its fullest. And so that's what the goal is. Everybody's coming in here. I just told the team, everybody dominate their box. Everyone, including myself, and that's what it's about. So I don't want to get lost in the sauce of everything else, when the main thing is to come out here, go through prep, do what we need to do, and go out there and play.
So what's
They good. They good. AJ say they good. Jalen say they good. And as I expected, Brandon Graham spoke out of line. And I just knew that when he like, yeah, I don't know the full story, but I'm like, oh, you saying this stuff without knowing the full story? What? So I love BG, but BG was out of line, man. And even AJ Brown said like that's just BG being emotional. Like we know BG. Like I think it was all love between them. But they just know BG. And hell, Jalen Hurts wasn't even spoke about in a bad way. But Jalen Hurts was like, you got to chill, big dog. You got to chill, OG. So, again, shout out to these guys handling it the right way. And Jalen Hurts spoke about giving AJ Brown the ball. And he was honest about that. Like, I'm win my way, Jalen Hurts' way. But I know AJ Brown damn sure want the ball, and let me play that clip for you as well.
And on the flip side, are there tests kind of given the dynamics of quarterback, wide receiver, high pressure environment?
Yeah, I think, sometimes things change as dynamics change, but for him, he knows I had a lot of love for him, just like I got a lot of love for all these guys. And ultimately, he's a guy that's a competitor. He wants to win. He damn sure wants the ball, and he wants to make an impact in the game. And I respect that, and that's just like all of us.
That is the truth. You got to feed AJ. It just is what it is. That's what comes with the game. You got a top receiver. He got to get fed. It's just one of those things. Especially just get him going early in the first quarter. If you get this guy going, all Kellen Moore to make these first quarter woes a lot better, just get your stars involved. Hit Devontae, hit AJ, get Saquon going. Just get them involved. I think it's being, overthought, or they overthinking it. See, that's why I put that on Kellen Moore. Like, think about it. AJ Brown ain't touched the ball to the second quarter. That's when we play like our best. But you got to get this going in the first quarter. Just get something going. Something. And I think this definitely going to force Kellen Moore's hand. And even Kellen Moore said, like, yeah, offense, whatever, but we got to get AJ involved. You just do. That's what comes with having a star receiver. I know we ain't had one in a long time before AJ Brown, but this is what comes with having a star receiver, man. And before I wrap this up, I think Jordan Mailata said it best, and let me play that clip for you guys.
Jordan, was this addressed in a team meeting today at all? And does it seem like if it was, that this is now over?
Yes. We are moving on. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers this week, not the AJ Brown and Jalen show. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's it.
Let's just move on to Pittsburgh. Let's not make this an AJ and Jalen Hurts show. That show is over. Let's move on, and let's go win these games. That's what it's about. As in Jalen Hurts said, I'm going to win my way, and winning is the main thing. And hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about everything? AJ Brown spoke his piece. Jalen Hurts spoke his piece. Micah Parsons, look, in our business. I just don't know why. Maybe I should have just did a whole reaction video because I got a lot more thoughts to that. But I really wanted to get into the AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts thing. And like Jordan Mailata said, the show is over. We got our clicks. We got our views. We got our opinions. But the guys came out and spoke. Let's leave it at that. But this is Eagle Al. I'm out.